I was kind of sad that I didn't get to play Pikmin 3 when it came out last year in 2013. There's a lot of other games that are coming out at the time, and I kind of wanted to play them more. And from my memories, I didn't enjoy Pikmin 2. So I kind of didn't want to take the risk that Pikmin 3 would just be another not as enjoyable thing that Pikmin 2 was. I really enjoyed the first Pikmin. I actually kind of did like the day mechanic that you had a time limit, 'cause it did put a bit of a stress level on you to get things done. But it was also just kind of, it felt more relaxing. Pikmin 2 was very, very nerve-wracking, I felt, because all those dungeons that you had to go do, the fact that you had to switch off Pikmin, you're going to take 50 Pikmin to those dungeons, it made me not really want to play it. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to play Pikmin 3 thanks to Mario Kart 8, because I wanted to give it a chance. I had heard that it was fantastic. I heard that it was the best Pikmin in the series, and yeah, it is. Visually, I think, is the first thing to mention. Like, visually, this game is so good. It's not something I usually, like, harp on a lot. I don't really care about visuals that much in games. I want the game to be fun first. You can have 8-bit style for all I care. But this game is so gorgeous looking. It really is very realistic in its scope, which is so crazy and how fantastic it appears. At least to me, anyway. And I think what makes it me more, like, awe-inspired by it is it's not the usual realism stuff I see everywhere else. It's not that grainy, brown-type, realistic stuff you see, like, in Call of Duty or you see in Twilight Princess, that kind of stuff. It's actual realism. It's actual, like, that is grass. Grass can glow that type of green. Okay, it's not glowing, per se, but grass can be that kind of green color. The sky can be that blue. The world is full of color, and it's just so refreshing to see a game actually take this on and be this realistic, but also being so colorful. It's just so fantastic to look at. I really enjoy it. But beyond that, the main game of just, ordering the Pikmin around to go and get objects for you to fill up your ship is still really fun. They've kept pretty much everything in that's been introduced since the first two games, having the captain to direct the Pikmin around, the different types of Pikmin, and multiple captains, which is introduced in Pikmin 2. But they just really perfected everything, I feel. They got everything just right. Everything just feels so good about this game. I guess a nitpick that some people might have is that there is technically a time limit. There is a time limit on the game. But what I find really cool about this is that it's not a time limit they give you. It's not just you have 30 days to complete this. It's a time limit that's self-imposed on you. You are in charge of how big this time limit is. It's based on how well you progress through the game, on how many days you have left to complete everything, which I find really cool. It's like you have control over it. And that makes it feel more like it's in your hands, even though it is still a time limit on how long you have before your well, not oxygen, because oxygen's toxic, I think, or was that just to the Hoctations? I don't know. I like the three captains. All the three new captains of Charlie, Alf, and Brittany are all really cute and funny. The story itself, like the main player story, is actually really interesting, and it makes, like, for those of you wondering, like, where the heck's Olimar? Spoilers. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but I'm actually really impressed, like, how they progressed it, because they actually pull you on that thread as to why are you playing as these three captains, not Olimar. And it's a really fantastic ride they take you on, right down to, like, how the game ends, and it's just a lot of fun. I like that they brought back the boss monsters that they had from Pikmin 2, but they made them legitimately bosses. Every major area has one boss. You fight that one boss, that's it. They don't respawn, to the best of my knowledge anyway. I should go check. They progress the plot, and that's it. You just fight those one bosses. No dungeons or anything, just boss. Done. You can bring 100 Pikmin with you, you can divvy them up between the different captains, and all the bosses take different strategies, and they're a lot of fun to fight too. Main combat is still pretty fun. It always makes me nerve-wracked, because I'm always worried that I'm going to lose all of the Pikmin when I do any type of combat, so I'm, like, really nervous about doing any combat on Pikmin. because I want to keep as many Pikmin as possible. I want to make the biggest Pikmin army ever. But it's still really fun, and I do enjoy that they have the ability to use the Wii Motion Plus controls now, which they had, I believe, in the there's the Wii versions of Pikmin 1 and 2. And I do like this control scheme. It's actually a really good control scheme. It frees up the gamepad to be used as a map, and it's actually really good to use this gamepad as a map. It's a lot of fun. Okay, it sounds weird. There's a lot of fun to use a map, but like how you can plan, like you can plan the day out, like you can look to this part. Say this is where you're gonna go in the morning, and like you're gonna have someone go here, someone go there, so you can plan out everything, looking for enemies to fight, looking for the different fruits to get. Just a lot of good stuff that like it's really a lot of good detail that's just packed into this one game. And that's just the single player mode. There's 2 other modes you can do in this game, which makes it just so mind-blowing how much content's really packed into this game. There's the Bingo Battle mode, which is a versus mode in which you face off another player and you both are basically trying to complete this bingo card of items that you can get with either fruits or nuts or stuff or killing certain types of enemies. And whoever completes their card first wins. But there's a lot of ways you can screw the other player over. There's a mode where you can basically put like flags you can take back to your base, get an instant win. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do in this mode, and there's a lot of variety of maps you can play as well. And it's just a lot of fun to do this too. And my friend and I, we both did this for a little bit. I think he started to dislike it because I was more versed in how Pikmin worked than he did, but also it's because luck could really screw things over. Like sometimes I'd get this one item that basically summons a bunch of rocks, and these rocks just pummel down, and if you're not under something, they're just gonna wipe out all your Pikmin. And it sucked because like sometimes like I'd be like rocks, and then his entire army's gone, he has no Pikmin, I win by default, which is kind of sad and silly. But in addition to that, there is a mission mode, and mission mode you can do by yourself or you can do co-op, and it's actually really fun to do either way. And mission mode, there's a variety of things you can do. You can do fighting those bosses again. You can do fighting enemies, like fighting a bunch of different enemies in areas. Or the one thing that my friend and I like to do a lot, which is just collect treasure. Just these mission modes where you basically send the Pikmin out to collect as much stuff as possible in this amount of time. And that's just, it's really fun to do. Like, it's so much strategy and thinking, but also just like quick thinking too. Like there's a lot of cool stuff about it that makes you realize like how much this game makes you think. And it does like it lends itself to me like realize like yeah, this is like one of the best titles on the Wii U. It's not, I would not say it's the best title, but it's definitely one of the best that I think if you haven't played it yet, you definitely should. And if you have a friend who has it, then great. Why not try doing mission mode first to see how much you enjoy it, because there is a lot of different thinking you can do between yourself and another person, just kind of figuring out stuff and just divvying up Pikmin to do other different tasks, and it's just a lot of fun. I can't really get like more technical, I guess, than that. It's just pluck Pikmin, grow Pikmin, throw Pikmin. All in a day's work for the captains. But it was a very enjoyable game. It was a blast to beat, and I have yet to 100% it, but it gives you the option to start the game over, so you can do it faster now that you know everything. I will say that is a minor complaint of mine, is that it does not let you have multiple save files, which I kind of find stupid, because the other games have had multiple save files. Why can't this one have multiple save files? I don't understand. But I guess to compensate for that, in the story mode anyway, you can go back to individual days. So if you did a day and you beat it, but you thought you screwed up a lot on that day, you can go back and redo that day so you can do things a lot better, which is kind of cool. It allows you to go back to the beginning, which is kind of silly. So basically, if you go back to like day 2, you can redo day 2, but the problem is you're resetting for everything after that. So now that you've redone day 2 again, if you go up like day 40, as I am in my file, I can't go back to day 40 now. I can only go back to day 2 and 1 and 3 because that's new. But it was a great game, and it's something I keep returning to, especially for the mission mode stuff. Ultimately, if you haven't picked it up yet, I highly recommend it. It's just a really fun game, and it's really good at making you think. And I think that's really cool gameplay. Like gameplay that makes you actually think is really good. That's all I have to say on Pikmin 3, really. Thank you all very much for watching this video. Hope you're having a great day, and I will see you on the next one.